The main purpose of this mass rally is to present a unified voice to the governments and the corporations that these people feel have killed the American dream. There are students here, there are businessmen here, and there are representatives of more than 15 of the country's top labor unions, all taking part in a march that they hope will open up the eyes and the ears of America's 1%.
All day, all week, occupy Wall Street!
Despite the arrest of over 700 protesters last weekend, the people calling themselves the 99% are vowing to keep protesting until they see an end to what they are calling unfair advantages for America's richest 1%. The number of people and diversity of the crowd has grown over the last 3 weeks. What started as a small occupation of Wall Street by a few college students has evolved into a widespread movement popping up in cities all across America. 35-year-old Ted Actie has been here since the beginning.
Yeah, it's kind of wild. You know, it's kind of good to be a part of history. At first it was a little unorganized. The concept was pretty much new. So a lot of people didn't know what to expect. And now I guess since the arrest that happened in Union Square and the pepper spray, it's been an influx. You're seeing a lot more different work groups. Unions are getting involved now, so it's really big now.
One big union taking part is the Communications Workers of America, who represent over 500,000 members, including the employees of Verizon Communications, America's largest wireless provider. Patrick Wells spent 36 years with the corporation.
Verizon didn't pay any federal income tax this year at all. And they're not the only one. General Electric didn't pay, Google didn't pay. I pay about 32% income tax rate, and Verizon pays nothing. So it's really not a fair system.
23-year-old Callum McPherson Smith came all the way from the state of Virginia, specifically to take part in the protests.
I'm here to hopefully facilitate a change, a fundamental change of our whole socioeconomic system, including, the government, finance, the whole economy.
Callum is one of the roughly 14 million unemployed Americans. Nearly half of them have been unemployed for more than 6 months.
If you can get a kind of lousy job, you're one of the lucky ones, and that's that's for kids who went to college.
That's what the public cares about, what you just said.
Congressman Daniel Holloran agrees. Like a few other politicians, he comes down to the square to hear the people's complaints.
We don't count unemployment the way we used to. Unemployment now, you drop off the rolls after your period of time on unemployment ends, you're not counted anymore. If you're underemployed, you're not counted. So even though we're at 9% unemployment nationally, the reality is right now we're at somewhere between 17 and 21% unemployment. For real.
Yet despite the facts and the figures, some Americans see the occupation as nothing more than a rather disorganized, ineffective hodgepodge of individuals. Herb Goldstein doesn't see Occupy Wall Street succeeding, at least anytime soon.
They do complain about lack of jobs. They complain about the lack of the unequal distribution of wealth. But these are not things that can be settled through legislation or government action overnight or even during a session. They are just not that kind of a thing.
But that doesn't seem to bother these demonstrators as their numbers continue to swell. More and more people are camping out on pavements all across the country, but their message is certainly not lying dormant. With increasing media attention, websites, Facebook pages, Twitter accounts, and now their own newspaper, there's no telling how far this movement will grow. Natalie Carney for CCTV in Zuccotti Park, New York.